The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. A major story involving Harry and Meghan. Omid Scobie reports they have just weeks to clear out their Windsor home, and Charles has already offered Andrew the keys. Via Yahoo, Scobie reports their official UK residence, which is covered by the Met's Royalty and Specialist Protection Unit, made it easy for the family to spend time with the Queen during their June 2022 visit, and it's where Harry and Meghan have based themselves during multiple stays since moving to California. Though the Sussexes travel with their own private security team, Royal Protection officers provide a level of security including access to essential intelligence information that is already deemed necessary for other members of the royal family. Scobie reminds us of the controversy a few years back when taxpayer funding was spent in 2019 on exterior and structural changes before Harry and Meghan moved in, but the furor calmed. Now, Scobie reports King Charles has announced he is evicting the family from their Windsor property, a decision made shortly after Harry's revealing memoir, Spare, was released in January. The property, they were told, is needed for someone else. Its news sources tell me that has left Harry and Meghan stunned and at least two members of the royal family appalled. That someone else is Prince Andrew. A source said Harry and Meghan have until early summer to vacate. Initially, they were just given weeks, but now have at least until after the coronation. A friend of the Sussexes says, "It all feels very final and like a cruel punishment. It's like the family want to cut them out of the picture for good." Andrew has not yet given an answer to the offer, but with King Charles ending his annual £249,000 grant in April, it has become abundantly clear that he can no longer afford to live in Royal Lodge. A source adds, "This is not just some random rental they keep for convenience. Every drawer is full, every closet is packed. It's a real family home. Harry and Meghan may need to have those items shipped to Montecito." An insider tells The Sun, "This surely spells the end of Harry and Meghan's time in the UK." Ingrid Seward's take is that this is just the beginning of King Charles' cost-cutting. She told the Mirror, "The loss of Frogmroe Cottage comes as unwelcome news for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The fact that King's son Harry is being targeted cannot but help look like a settling of scores for the disloyalty to his family in his explosive memoir, Spare. Charles will always love his son, but as he said in his first public address as king, Harry and Meghan would continue to build their lives overseas. Buckingham Palace have therefore been in discussion with the California-based couple about their need for a residence in the UK. The suggestion to give up Frogmore did apparently not go down well, especially as they have paid their rental to the Crown Estate in advance. But within the royal family, nothing is impossible, and duly an eviction order has been obtained to get them out of the cottage before their tenure is up. It would have to be with the assurance of the king, who is only too well aware that having empty properties scattered around is not a good look in these hard times. Now, with claims that Andrew has been offered Frogmore Cottage after reports he may be asked to give up Royal Lodge, Ingrid believes it is down to Charles' task of making extensive savings. She explained the property, Frogmore Cottage, is said to be earmarked for Prince Andrew, who does not want to move out of Royal Lodge, a far superior, larger and more private residence that Andrew also pays rent for. But without his annual allowance of £250,000 from the late Queen, which comes to an end in April, he might struggle to meet the terms of his lease, which demands he keep the extensive property and 90-acre grounds in tip-top condition. The draconian solution proposed by the king's advisors is that if Andrew moved into Frogmore, it's royal swings and roundabouts, but King Charles has been warned he needs to make extensive savings, and this is just the beginning. Palace Intrigue will be right back.
Hey, it's Jordan Ross Myers, the man behind Twitter's notorious Lee Radswell and Don Gunvalson. I'm inviting you to join me every week for the Pretty Corrupt podcast. Along with my co-host, reality casting director Stacey Noel Connor, and disgraced entertainment TV producer Nate Safer, we deconstruct pop culture's past, present, and future and probe the dark crevices of Hollywood, taking you inside the scandals, feuds, rises, and falls of society's rich and infamous. Alongside interviews with our celebrity friends and special guest hosts, everything is fair game on the Pretty Corrupt podcast. Every Tuesday on all streaming platforms and at storicmedia.com.
At least Harry and Meghan still have date night. Page 6 reports the privacy-minded couple were at Hollywood hotspot San Vicente Bungalows, the top eatery for industry power players, in Los Angeles on Tuesday night. They were likely pleased that the members-only club bans cell phones and photos. Stephen Colbert dusted off a segment he had pre-recorded with Harry. Harry took on Colbert's 15 burning questions, ranging from best sandwich to what do you think happens when we die? Prince Harry's favourite smell? My wife. Harry's favourite sandwich is a cheese and ham toastie with Dijon mustard on top in a toasting machine. Like a panini press, Colbert asked him. I have to be sort of careful with these questions because the Americanisms to the Britishisms is very different, Prince Harry said. Got me and my wife into a little trouble at the beginning of our relationship. Prince Harry also said he was afraid of snakes. I don't like sharks, but at least they're contained to the ocean. Snakes can get anywhere. Harry brought up animals again when Colbert asked what happens after death, saying he believed in reincarnation and would come back as an elephant. As for 5 words that best describe the rest of his life, the Duke of Sussex said, freedom, happiness, clarity, space, love. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and now you can find us on YouTube and YouTube Music, if that is your platform of choice. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.
So you're at McDonald's and you get your bag and you open your bag, you want to grab a couple fries or something, and there's $5,000 in it. Yeah, this happened to one guy. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac, host of 5 Good News Stories. He gave the money back, don't worry. If you want to start your day with a smile twice a week, I've got 5 good news stories for you. For example, there's an airline for dogs. Or what about the woman in her 80s who just released her debut album? How about the dude who found 150 corn on the cobs under his floorboards? Is corn on the cobs even the way you say that? Who cares? And yes, that was a pony at the supermarket. 5 good news stories, the number 5 good news stories, 5 good news stories, the number 5 good news stories, wherever you get your podcasts.